Alright, and welcome to another Dave the Diver video. Today it'll be like a menu update video to basically like to my definitive menu guide. Whereas before in the past I covered the definitive menu guide, I will now recover it as I've now maxed out the menu again and there's quite a few more dishes added. Now, I'll probably go through it from bottom to top. As you can see here, it starts off with the basic sushis. They're all useless, very, like, one serving, low coins. I mean, yeah, the coinage is increasing, but yeah, low taste, low coins, one serving. Very useless stuff. Like, there's some of the new stuff mixed into there, which, yeah, I mean, although a lot of the newer stuff is higher up, it doesn't really work out that well. As you can see here, there's a few of these special dishes here. They are not really worth it. Like, they have more servings. They just kind of are bad. Like, that's 188 for 7 servings. Though, yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, these dishes, although they could be good early game, I would not use them. There's young anopheles. You can only get a limited amount of these, so you're better off not serving them at all. Just keep them on the menu for flex. Now we actually start seeing a lot of our lobsters here. There's a shark head, where despite how hard it is to get a shark head, they really aren't worth a lot when it comes to the actual dish. Another low tier dish. This one's used for a story event, so you know, that is what it is. Same with that one. These are no longer the highest flavor dish in the game, so they're back on their rightful place of the list of in the basic sushis, not worth looking at. As you see, just more and more of this low tier, not useful, not helpful to serve in any way dishes of basic sushi. Now we're on to the boss dishes, where, as you can see, they get out. They get beat. These three get beat out by a horsehair crab. Like you catch a few horsehair crabs, and you've got these dishes beat. This dish beats it out, like, and it's small slotted darts from the shallow zone, so yeah, no, you can see, not really that great. The fresher shark beats it out. Now you got like goblin shark belly roast, again another boss dish, but it's like outscaled by like a poor beagle shark, for example. You got like the great white shark and the mantis shrimp boss dishes. Yeah, they're outranked by eels basically. So these, I'll still say these dishes are bad, but yeah, the boss dish is something else. You got a couple of puffer fish dishes here, like there's a porcupine fish and a puffer dish, both the same. This one's a lot easier to level up than this one now. This one involves a nightfish, whereas this one involves... well, these things are everywhere. And you got this thing. Not that great. More boss dishes. They're outpaced by a sailfish. So even more of these boss dishes, but all of them are outpaced, all but one boss dish, well, 2 boss dishes technically, are outpaced by Dunkleosusis. So yes, yeah, like, you know, capture one of these when you have it maxed out, and you're already beating out all the other, like the mainline bosses in the game with just price and flavor for that matter. You could just slap it on, boom. Although still, I wouldn't recommend. But this is the most expensive basic sushi there is, if I recall. So from here we're getting into more complex dishes where, again, these seahorses still ain't really worth it. Same with this pufferfish dish is especially bad with like only one serving. We're still in a low tier stuff. This is actually a story dish with one serving, so it's not great, but it is technically the second best jellyfish dish, unfortunately. We get a couple of tuna dishes. There's quite a big jump here. You can see these all floating around 800, low 800, and this is like nearly at 1,000, and this is like at 1,100, so it's quite a jump. It's basically, yeah, all the stuff below this, absolutely worthless in the long run, but the stuff above this is good stuff. Like, this is actually the second best cucumber dish in my opinion, purely because of its serving size. Otherwise, just using tons and tons of cucumbers. Like, as you can see, this deep fried vegetables here has the same price, but only 3 servings. This is a slightly higher price, but again, only 3 servings. This is even higher price than that, but only 1 serving, and for 3 cucumbers instead of just 2. And similar stories here where, yeah, like you're saving on cucumbers a bit from that one, but it's still 1 serving. Not that great, so these 5 dishes, they kind of suck. So, we're still not into the territory of great yet. It used to be the best tuna dish, but it got power crapped out, so that's alright because it wasn't even that high price to begin with. Like, although now it's in the 1,300, which is more of an acceptable price range in my opinion. Like, a lot of stuff above this, yeah, you could just do whatever with. Like, that said, here's the last boss dish. Both of them make this dish here. So, yeah, the thing about that is, yeah, it still might look good. But having said that, it gets outpaced by the vast majority of the dishes in the game. Like, as you can see here, like all these dishes below I just said were bad, so in extension I guess these are bad. Like this crystal lobster roll, like a crystal lobster, pretty much beats it out almost. Like, yeah, it's only 9 servings versus 10, but considering how many crystal lobsters you can have, and you can farm them, and it's just no competition. Again, same with like something like pelican eel jelly or something like that. Just like these shrimp beat them out. Like, in fact, these shrimps are the perfect example. Like, for 5 of each shrimp and some wheat and some olive oil, you're absolutely stomping this boss dish. It's just directly better. So, again, boss dishes just ain't great. As you can see, I'm actually getting to like more of a serious stage where, like, yeah, you have like interesting dishes where they don't take much ingredients. Like, this is, I think, the second best 1 serving dish. Actually, no, tell a lie, because there's more 1 serving dishes now, so this is actually pretty low down on the list, but it's still pretty decent one. Well, yeah, it's still pretty decent 1 serving dish, but I don't know, it's kind of been power crept out now. This is a good beginner dish. You can't go wrong with this. You unlock it in a story event, and it just stays powerful if you can level it up. I don't really have much comment on this. Like, these dishes ain't that good, especially this one with 4 servings, not that good either. This is a new dish, I'd say. Comes at a price point similar to this tomato egg soup. I'd say it's alright, but the tomato egg soup has more servings, but it's kind of more of a... now that you have the upgrade to the egg farm, maybe this one isn't actually so bad. Because before, the grade A eggs used to be very, very annoying to get a hold of. But now you can get a lot more grade A eggs. You can, and cherry tomato grows every day. This dish is actually relatively easy, so this dish is probably better than it was before because of how easy it is to get these ingredients. Comes in also at the same price as the marlin soybean paste roast. Again, nothing wrong with this dish if you want to serve it for the marlin party, but the sailfish dish is better. Now this used to be the top tier one serving dish, but it's been outclassed recently. It still is good though, because the price of it is so low. Like, if I compare it to, I think, this one. Yeah, this is 5-5-2 on one, whereas this is 2-2-1 on one. And instead of wheat, you need rice. So, I mean, this one's not so bad to actually make. If you need to fill out like a one slot, like a few more extra servings on your menu and you don't really have anything to fit in, this is a good call. I mean, yeah, this curry and this purple sea urchin dish isn't that great. Like, this one's only 4 servings, so it is what it is. Come in at potted pie, like Sally Lightfoot crab. Now you can farm crabs now, so this one isn't as bad as it used to be, but it's still a lot of effort to make for what it is, and it's still not really like one of the best priced dishes at all. Again, like, yeah, just look at some of these dishes, like these are 6 servings. Just not really worth it. This is another new dish. Comes in at the price of like roast capelin, deep fried lionfish, Spanish mackerel. Yeah, like, I'm comparing it to them. And this one involves black coral, so that's not that great. This one involves rice, egg, and garlic, and this one is like, I mean, this one's probably the easiest one to get, but it's only got 4 servings. It's also relatively easy to get, like second easiest, but 6 servings, so, you know, it's kind of like, it's questionable at best. Like, 6 servings, you ideally want more than that. You have the combo sandwich as well. Again, 6 servings, not really what you really want. And similar things, well, this one's actually a 12 serving, so yeah, if you do have the snailfish, this can be a alright dish, but yeah, again, like, you could be doing better things. But this one isn't bad. This one is 6 servings again, so not really worth the additional hassle. And this one's slightly higher up than the habanero lobster. And involves habanero, sea grapes, and tuna. This is actually the best tuna dish so far. There is a dish that's higher priced, but this is the best one because it's serving size. So, makes sense because hot pepper tuna is a very memeable dish. Like, the memes rolled in when hot pepper tuna initially hit the screens of Dave the Diver. So, yeah, it only makes sense that hot pepper tuna is as good as it is. I would play the hot pepper tuna song, but you actually get content ID'd for that, so yeah, we're not going to do that. Again, that comes at the same, well, this is easier to make, the deep sea tempura. Although, yeah, I don't have many in stock right now because I'm low on kelp, but yeah, it's a very easy dish to make because it just is kelp and a few different animals. But well, this one involves sea grapes, so this one's actually a bit hard to get hold of, but it's worth it for the parties. Again, it's one of the best party dishes, so I can't knock it. Same for this one, it's I'd call one of the best party dishes, so I can't knock it. It's also in a 1,480 price range, which is the most common price range in the game. This is one of the best dishes in the game. I'd used to say it was the best dish in the game. To an extent, it still can be, but I feel like there's other contenders for that slot now. This is actually a really weird one when I look at it, because all these ingredients come from the shallows, and yet it gets this powerful. So, looking at it like that, yeah, that's pretty crazy. This dish is very, very easy to make. All you need is poor beagle shark, and you can dispatch people, but I don't really count dispatch as hard to get, because if you have enough dispatch employees, you just end up with tons and tons of the stuff. Absolutely tons. And these are some good contenders for best dish in the game. Like, they only take salt and some things. This one's especially good, the 3-coloured squid roast. Dried stingray's alright, but some of the stingrays can be quite rare. I'm looking at you, Marbled Electric Ray. So, seeing as they can be quite rare, it's kind of difficult to serve them all the time. There's 3-coloured squid roast, as I mentioned. This omelette here, using sea grapes is kind of a deal breaker for it. I'm just saying, like, you know, if I want to use my sea grapes for the parties, I can't really be using it for this, and it's not even as good as some of the, like, for example, these two anyway. This is a weird one. It's a seaweed rolled omelette. So yeah, it has a couple of different types of seaweed in there and grade A eggs. This isn't as bad as it used to be because of the grade A eggs being easier to get a hold of. But it's not like you're going to farm consistently. It's not like you're going to farm these two seaweeds consistently. Like, you have better seaweeds to farm, otherwise you're just running around chopping these down, which, yeah, isn't bad, but yeah, it's not really something you want to be doing either. Great spider crab curry. Now, you could argue this is on the same level as ice fish curry, and now that you can actually breed crabs, maybe it's actually worth it. Like, you're gonna have some crabs instead. Like, yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it now in terms of my fish farm. Like, yeah, I can remove the ice fish from my curry tank, like my glacial area tank, get rid of that, have more room for some crabs to populate there, and put the spider crabs in the tank where I'm just overpopulated with sea breams and rhinochimeridae, making that. Like, so at that point, the grade A eggs are rolling in anyway, curry blocks, so it don't matter. I'm actually tempted to say that this great spider crab curry now takes over ice fish curry as best curry. Purely because you can farm crabs now, and the eggs are... Actually, this dish got a double buff in a sense. You can farm crabs now, and grade A eggs are easier to get a hold of. So, with that, this dish is just insane. Especially considering it's like, well, 1-1-1 of the ingredients instead of like having to use 3, 2, or 1. It's just straight ones all the way through. So, you know, I'll be willing to say this is the best curry. It comes at a similar price point, but its serving size is 6. So, and you're using a lot of Rosses, and the thing about it is you can't find them both at the same time, so it's kind of difficult to get both of these unless you're fish farming them. But there's better things you can be farming in your low end tank, so probably not this. This is a pretty good shrimp dish. I can't remember what the best shrimp dish is, but oh no, I remember what the best shrimp dish is now. It's the same as the best cucumber dish. But yeah, no, this is fairly easy to do now. Like, eggs have gotten easier to get a hold of, so yeah, this is better than it used to be. Rice is rice, soy sauce is soy sauce, so you know, as long as you have white shrimp on the farm, which you're going to want anyway, because white shrimp are probably like the best nocturnal ingredient, so it's worth having them. Because there's nothing else you can really use your night tank for. Yeah, back with a black tiger shrimp and a white leg shrimp on another dish. Again, they appear a lot together in the dishes, but you know, this dish is alright. Nothing too special, only 7 servings. Seahorse salad, 6 servings. Sea grapes. It's a seahorse dish. It's not worth it. dusky grouper steak. Yeah, I reckon it could be alright, but again, 7 servings, you could be doing better than that. Same here, 7 servings, but yeah, the cuttlefish is, you know, not bad to get a hold of. Cuttlefish and ring rings. You know, easy enough, but again, you could be doing better. 7 servings than it. This Trevally dish. I mean, it's better than the other Trevally dish, but again, 7 servings, you could be doing better. Narwhal miso soup. This dish would be good, but it uses buck bean, which you don't want to be using up all your buck bean. You want to be saving your buck bean for the shark party. So this dish just in it, although it's got 12 servings, so it's one of the better dishes like that. But yeah, it's just not it. Shark carriage, 9 servings. If you're farming a copper and black tip shark, you know, that's alright, but nothing exactly special. Mackerel hot dog, 6 servings. You can do better. Easy dish to make, but no. Batfish rice bowl, 7 servings. You could probably be doing better. I will say this though, having came out of early access, this was actually my best dish for a while because they buffed it up so significantly because of the eggs I had. Well, eggs, it never used to have the eggs back in the day. So when I was upgrading it, it was like upgrading it without eggs. So I had it at max level already. When full release came out, I gained access to eggs. I could immediately start serving this at level 10, which was just insane. But overall, I mean, yeah, now eggs are easier to get, so it's not as bad, but it also suffers the same problem as Russ curry, where the batfishes are never together in the shallow zone. They'll always alternate between each other. There's only one type of batfish, so you need to fish farm them both, and you could be doing better things than fish farming both of those. Moonlight bladderwrack roll. Now this is actually the dish that's now priced a bit higher than all the other dishes we've talked about up till now. You know, it takes ingredients that aren't so important at all, like the 3 fishes there, but whatever, and puts them with some new seaweed, and it actually works out quite well. This isn't a difficult dish to make, but I'm not 100% certain on this, but you'd probably be using your bladderwrack for better stuff. Have aqua pizza, where some kind of pizza here, but again, 9 servings, so it's not bad. Use a lot of vegetables though, so you have to have growing carrots on your farm. Not too much of an issue, but I don't know, there's probably better things. It's Antarctic octopus. Only 7 servings. We can be doing better than that. Like onion, it's alright, but yeah. I like cod risotto. Cherry tomato and garlic, so you know, it's alright. It's at 1,509, so it's getting up there. 9 servings is alright, but overall, I feel like there's better things to be done. Fried habanero fangtooth. Again, it's an example of like, I know it's 7 servings, so it's not really like it's that good a use of bladderwrack, so we're going to move on from that. Rice with great spider crab meat. Now this dish is actually a lot better than it used to be, although it's only 7 servings, because the spider crab can now be farmed, so there's always that, but 7 servings? Well, you want to be doing something different. You want to be doing something different than 7 servings. Similar here, peacock squid, egg, garlic. 7 servings, not really that great. This is 4 servings, so I'm not even going to dignify this with looking at it. This is 9 servings. It's actually a pretty good dish. You know, it just takes egg, bladderwrack, and you know, you get those 2 pork like pufferfish in there, and it's all right. But it's, I don't know, it's all right. I can't knock it too hard. This dish is easier now that grade A eggs are easier to get again, but it's a southern bull kelp you want to be using for something else. This is what you want to be using your buck bean on. Although it's only 7 servings, this is the best shark dish in my opinion, unless a new one's been added, but there is a new one with the truffle, which can now be used to actually fill out space that you would be missing with this, and without going over. And you know, this is one of the few dishes that use seaweed, so it's not really like you're losing out major on seaweed. So yeah, like, you know, and falcatus are very, very easy to farm, like very easy. Like, there's not many use for your hydrothermal vents tank anyway. So you just want them whacked to your field ennis, and also the Tokumoku like I can't remember what the name of the fish is. It was a new lobster, but that's a really weird name. And Dumbo Takoyaki, you can't go wrong with this. Dumbo octopus is easy to get. Wheat is easy enough to get. Mayonnaise is easy enough to get. Yeah, this one's just generally good dish all around. 9 servings, can't complain. Humboldt ink pasta. This is what you want to use your night tank for, because this is the best dish that can come out your night tank. Like Humboldt squid and white shrimp. So that's why you want the white shrimp in there, because yeah, it can do white shrimp can do other dishes as well, but you know, this is where the Humboldt squid comes in. You know, it's not really worth serving anyway, but if you have you have nothing better to do, this is definitely one to consider. Grilled eel with habanero. An interesting dish. Probably the best use of Kajime. So, can't complain there. Might be the best use of habanero, I haven't really checked it out, but yeah, it's nice that the snub-nosed spiny eel actually has a dish now. It's the only dish it's used in, so you know, 9 servings. This price isn't a bad dish. Like, those ingredients seem to be very easy to get hold of. Seasoned whap to your field ennis. Best for the cucumber and shrimp pie, so you definitely want to be packing this. Black coraways are kind of annoying to farm, but you know, you could just farm that at the Sea People village. In fact, farming these Sea People crops are getting a lot easier recently because of all the seed upgrades. So at this point, you know, you could harvest a lot more of these than previously could, so you know, maybe it's not so bad. I know, this is the best use of Kajime. Boiled sailfish and seaweed. Because, well, yeah, this is used for a party, so you want to be using it for the party. Simple as that. Great barracuda canapé. Yeah, this Great Barracuda, cherry tomato, onion and mayonnaise. It's not necessarily a bad dish, but 6 servings, like, you know, this dish here outclasses it now, so there's always that. And yeah, like, you know, barracudas take up a lot of room. I mean, so do the snub-nosed spiny eels, so that's kind of your decision. These 2 are definitely worth farming though, because you're going to cover 3 out of 8 parties with that. Lobster platter. Here we are, Tacumia catalepsis. That's a hydrothermal vents lobster you want to be farming. Because this is actually the best lobster dish. Though it's only got 6 servings, which is a bit disappointing. It is kind of required. Also, I just realised we're in top 10 territory. This is like the 9th most expensive dish. Well, I should say joint 8th maybe with this. And this is actually the highest tasting dish in the game. So this one's actually pretty worth leveling up because of the taste of it alone. And also at the same time, the price of it is good and the ingredients are not hard to get. Sure, there is only 6 servings, so you kind of got a problem there where you have to serve a lot of it. Like, if you wanted to fully supply yourself with this, you'd have to serve it 7 times, which is 14 crab meat per, which might not even be sustainable per day. the soy sauce is easy enough to get. You probably want to supplement it with other menu items, like maybe like the 3-color squid roast, dried stingray, crimson fish roll. You know, these are definitely. It's definitely hard to say it's the new best dish despite its 6-serving status here. Just because of how expensive it is and how easy the ingredients to get are. Like, this is in its whole new price range that before wasn't even possible, and the ingredients are ridiculously easy to just get and farm. So for me, this takes the place of the best dish. Now at this point, we get into the top 7, which are very interesting because up until now, everything but the bottle of dishes max out at level 10. All these next dishes max out at level 5. And they have prices like this. So it is kind of insane at, you know, just the price that they come out at, how they level up to only level 5. Their serving size is really low though, that's the thing, like, regardless to it, they only have portions of 1 or 2. So these top 7 dishes, yes, they might be the most expensive dishes in the game. Yes, they are, you know, very good to sell if you can. But they do have a big problem. And that big problem is they use rare ingredients that you have a limited amount of. And it's very limited to actually get a hold of all this. So, you know, the rare ingredient in this one is hyaloma, which, if you grow at the Sea People Village, I swear it takes something like 4 or 5 days in game to actually grow. Like, and that's no exaggeration, that these things do take a while to grow, and they cannot be leveled up like the other seeds. So at that point, you have only 30 for like a 5-day period, which, when you look at it, each of the dishes will take 2 hyalomas to actually make 1 serving of it. So that 30 is basically worth 15 dishes. So that's 15 dishes every 5 days. That's 3 dishes a day, basically. Like, you know, you're not going to get hardly anywhere with that. Like, you're not going to be able to serve a party. Like, say for example, this other dish in number 5, the hyaloma tuna sashimi. You're not going to be able to serve tuna party just on that unless you really, really save up your hyalomas and at one point go ham. Like, I have 38 available dishes here. So yeah, if I went to the Sea People Village, you know, if I went to the seaweed cave and, you know, checked out for the hyalomas, which, by the way, aren't even a guaranteed spawn in the seaweed cave. There's been plenty of times I went there and I saw 0 of them. Sometimes you'll see 1 of them, and sometimes you'll see 2 of them. So at max, you can get like 8 a day if you have like the bladderwrack dumpling, go to the seaweed cave, and there's 2 there both times, and all the times that you hit them, it produces 2 instead of 1, which isn't even a guaranteed thing. So if you're maximum absolute luckiest of the luckiest, you're getting 8 of these per day, which is the equivalent of 4 dishes. So yes, they're good. Yes, they're great even. But they are extremely expensive in terms of the actual resource you're paying to get there, which is why it translates into a very expensive dish. So, you know, out of the 2 hyaloma dishes, this one's the better one, the tuna sashimi, but I don't think that's really saying much. Like, yeah. It's nice that anglerfish actually gets its own dish now, and these actual expensive parts of tuna actually get put into a dish. Like, before there was just like, oh yeah, well, it's the most expensive part. All the other dishes, like, for example, just didn't use them. Back before this update, only half of the tuna was used. Like, you had like 2 sections of the yellowfin and 1 section of the bluefin, like the lowest down section. But hot pepper tuna uses the middle section, like the middle grade quality sections of bluefin, and this uses both the high grade from bluefin and yellowfin. So And yeah, now tuna's completely useful in the sense of all parts of the tuna make a dish. So there's always that, but again, point being, this is good to supplement your tuna party with, but you can't just run a tuna party off of it. And that's going to be the story with a lot of these dishes. Just don't even have a party related to it, but yeah, and that's just something worth looking at. And here's a truffle dish, like the lowest grade truffle dish. Now, this is, I don't know, it's kind of an interesting one. Like, actually, I don't really have much to say about this because there's no party related to it. And obviously there's other truffle dishes above, which I'm going to get into, that probably fit the bill a lot better. And plus, sheep's head's kind of difficult to get a hold of, and there's better things you could be farming than sheep's head. So, again, this isn't really worth it, especially considering you have to buy truffles from Django. And at that point, well, maybe you should be doing one of the other truffle dishes. Now here are grilled Atlantic octopus and truffle. Okay, so yeah, this uses Kajine, but yeah, nah, it's I wouldn't really say it's worth it though, because again, 2 servings per 3 Kajine, very, very expensive in that sense. Like, although yeah, you could farm it, but this isn't really got a party associated with it either, so it's not even that useful. Truffle shark sandwich. Now this actually gives a frilled shark and megamouth shark a use, which I didn't have before. So there's always that. So there's actually nothing wrong with this, apart from the fact that it only has 2 servings, which, yeah, sure, isn't the worst, but at the same time, isn't the best either. That said, if you're serving this at your shark party, you can use this to fill out the gaps. Like, you know, you serve like 6 of these to get up to 42. And you serve like 1 of these, 2 of these, and yeah, you should be good. Or if you really wanted to, you know, serve only 5 of these and 5 of these. And that point we have 35 plus 10 at 45. Good stuff. So, you know, this is a good valid use of it. Similarly, this is a lobster party dish. And again, since it's a 6 serving dish here, you know, you could serve like 7 of these and 2 of these, or, you know, 6 of these, get to 36. Serve 4 of these, hope that adds on 1 from ingredient prep expert, if not just serve another. You know, you can do quite a bit of things with this one, like, you know, this one's quite a valuable dish. It's worth doing, but again, has a truffle. And yeah, that's about that for that. And truffle sailfish tartar. Now this one is interesting, because it's going to take quite a bit of sailfish, which is not the problem here. You're going to be farming that anyway for this. But at the same time, it takes purple sea urchin and truffle. So it gives you a reason to pick up the urchins when you see it, because if you don't pick up the urchins, you're not going to have a good time with making this, because, again, you can't farm the urchins. Truffles are quite rare. So you've got your work cut out for you if you want to serve this. Now, you don't necessarily need to serve that, because you can serve 5 servings of this. It'll be up to 45 easy. But at the same time, you know, this is a little bit more expensive, like 100 and maybe like around about 150 more expensive. Like, I think it's a bit over that, but you know, it's really how you want to do it. Overall, I'd say, like, the main thing is you want to save your higher loneliness for this dish, and your truffles can be used on these 3 dishes here. That's like the most worth it ones out of the 3. But overall, I would not say these are the best dishes in the game, because of how rare and expensive those ingredients are. Literally just that, like, you know, these ingredients will not come by you easy. And even if you do get truffles, you're buying truffles, so it's not like... So So it's not like you get the truffles for free like everything else. You have to buy them. I mean, I should say like everything else, but like, you know, the crops, for example, the crops aren't free because technically you do have to like pay for the seeds. But the seeds into crops are pretty negligible in itself. Whereas the truffles are actually a bit more expensive than that. So, well, like for example, this might be more expensive. I think overall, you actually lose more than you gain. I'd have to do the maths, but like you lose more than you gain by just serving this. Because although it's like 150 cheaper, if you need to like serve, like if you need to buy a truffle, who's to say the difference in servings that you'd get? Like, you know, I don't think it makes up for it. You know, catch my ideas, thoughts there. Yeah, to sort by taste, as you can see here, soy sauce marinated crab made it to the top, knocking that off of its pedestal that it was on before, which is good. Then you have like other things like the deep fried eggplant, you know, this Takumi catalepsis is actually a good tasting dish if you need to level up that, you know, catch some of them and just level them up. Same with horsehair crab. I can't remember which one, I can't remember what the number is to get into Diamond Cookster rank, but you can see here all of these are like over 400. And there's the other lobster. Yeah, there's the Cenocanthus and Dunkleosusus. There's a snow crab. So yeah, these lobsters actually added quite a bit of taste to the later areas. You could get like taste score up easier than beforehand, which is always good. And it's a fried habanero fangtooth and pufferfish dumpling soup, as well as steamed eastern rock lobster and egg. These are dishes that have been added to be higher taste, but overall, taste isn't so important in my opinion. I haven't really seen much use of a taste. But yeah. Of course, it's organized by name, but who in the right mind would do that? Like, this just looks cursed to look at. At least in my opinion, like... everything's all over the place. But I have the most of right now. Okay, yeah. As you can see, I've been insane amounts of some things. I think what this means is, say for example, if I times this by 9, it's higher than that number there. So I think it's about the number of amount that you have times by the amount of dishes that it serves, which is why this one's higher than this one, despite it having a marginally higher number, because timesing by 12 is better than timesing by 9. So as you can see, like, I think this puts into perspective how easy some things are to obtain. Which really does put into perspective what I was saying about this earlier, where, yeah, now this dish is a whole lot better than it used to be. So I wasn't even trying to really get many of them when I was just doing update and creating my dishes, and yet I end up with a load of them. Especially considering it's a dish of 12, so... Tomato egg soup is now a good contender for a lot of stuff now, but... yeah, now I've rambled on enough. And this is an insanely long video. So, I'm going to call it there. That's been a revised guide to the menu. You know, maybe breaking down some of the theory to it. So as you can see, like, you know, best lobster dish best sailed marlin dish, best cucumber and best shrimp dish, best shark dish, I can't find anything else, but new best curry, best jellyfish dish. What's the other one? Man, I can't. 4, 5. Six, 7. Yeah, I can't remember what the other type of party was. I know it hit me like a truck when I don't see it. I'm just gonna get a guide up real quick. That'd be helpful. Ah yes, the tuna. How could I forget about the tuna party? Yeah, this new best tuna dish. So, although yeah, tuna's still the weakest of the party dishes, like still below jellyfish, but you know, it's much closer than it used to be, I think. So it used to be all the way down here. That's actually at least closer up. So yeah, and also tuna's got, and of course these parties have now tuna, sailfish, well, marlin, lobster and shark have got these additional dishes to buff them up as well. So there's always that as well. But again, it might not necessarily be too worth it, but yeah, we'll see. But that's about it for this video. Hope you have a good day.